Hey guys.
Okay, good morning, guys. I'm Odette.
I'm Alberto.
And I'm Avian,
What's up?
and we're presenting for B Meals today. Okay, so a little bit about the brief. The brand objective is, in this case, to grow social media. The brand's big idea is powering success daily, and their positioning is eating is being. We believe that food should make life better, so they're using a new scientific method to reheat meals, which adds convenience and keeps flavor locked in.
So these are some of the brand key messages that were presented on the brief, just like some of the values that the brand goes by that were important for us to come up with our campaigns and that we really took into consideration when talking about the target and like who we're trying to reach with our campaign. So I believe all of you have already read this on the brief. We just wanted to give like a little overview.
Yeah. And,
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's. And yeah, so we're actually going to be targeting two different demographics. So I'm going to go through both, and one of them is, an office building employee or employer, and these are basically the traits of that persona, which is ages from 20 to 50, full day of work, usually 9 to 5. The metabolism isn't the same as it used to, and they watch your weight because they don't have as much time to be active and move around, so they really have to kind of keep an eye on what they eat. They love to eat good food, and sometimes they struggle to eat healthy as much as they'd like to, and they use social media on a daily basis, and they like innovation and keep up with trends. So this is kind of a picture of the employee or employer, and then for our target persona number 2 is a Florida college student, and the same. These would be ages around 18 to 25, and they live on campus or close or are part of the meal plan that they offer at school, and most of their screen time is on social media. They love gourmet food and love fine dining and stuff, but as a student it's tough to budget wise to be able to eat all of that, eat out every day. And they're active, they're extremely tech savvy, and they usually have very tight schedules. They don't have enough time to have long lunches, etc. And so now we're gonna go to our execution number 1 for this campaign, where we'll target those two demographics. And first thing we want to do is a pop-up meal with the B meal freezers. So basically in office buildings, in their lobbies, we're going to select lobbies in buildings in Miami, and we're going to do it in the FIU campus and in the UN campus, where we'll do pop-ups of the B meal freezers, and we'll offer people free meals in return to them following us on Facebook and Instagram. And then we'll have like a little stand with information where we'll be answering questions and giving more facts about nutrition, and we know how there's an educational aspect to this, and they're a tech company where they want to balance it out with that kind of personal touch. We think it's important. And here are some mock-ups that Avian did. They're super cool.
So you can see this is in the middle of like FIU UM campus, and the stand itself will have some information up here about some of the things they have on their website. Their motto down here, the freezer, and their oven, so they can easily show people how it works. And then we also had the idea of giving out napkins with the meals with the information printed on it, like calorie count, some of the ingredients in the meals, and some other nutritional facts that people might not be aware of. Here's another example in an office building, same kind of thing. It's just to get foot traffic, people talking about it, getting the right eyes on the product, and in high traffic areas.
Yeah, just growing the B meal community and credibility in the space, because it's a new kind of product.
And and then we'll have follow us on Facebook and Instagram right there as well.
But
And
the catch is that in order to get the free meal, they must follow us
Yeah.
on Facebook
If-
and
Yeah.
Instagram.
If not, they don't get the food.
So our second execution, our Instagram story ads, like targeted ads. So as Alberto spoke during the target persona slides, our target markets spend a lot of time on their phones and on their screens. So, and mostly Instagram. So we believe this is a very good way to get to them directly. The targeted ads will be like, they're not going to show up to everyone in Miami, but they're going to be targeted to a very specific group, which is people that already like on Facebook and Instagram, like healthy foods. They follow healthy bloggers, probably chefs. They like to meal prep. They like to lead a healthy way of life. So we believe this is like the perfect people that we're trying to reach.
do it, just click it.
Yeah. Let's see. Yes, it worked. Oh wait, so this is a kind of a mock-up of what the Instagram would look like.
Hold on.
The ad would look like, sorry.
Go ahead. Is this on?
No, because it's,
So these would appear on your stories as you're scrolling through the stories. You know how you see those ads that come up in between?
and
This is an
then
example of
you
that.
would swipe up to like learn more and sign up or propose it to your office manager so they can get a freezer. Okay.
All right, our third execution is an IG, TV, and Facebook Live cooking show with a giveaway. They mention on their website that they have their meals curated by James Beard Award-winning chef Michelle Bernstein, among others. She has an active following of 11,000 on Instagram right now. So we figured if we can get someone like her involved, it would bring a lot of traffic to the B Meals side. So she would do a series of cooking shows that will be displayed on those platforms. And they'll occur monthly. So I think they have about 12 meals on their website. So it would be once a month. That would be 1 year worth of IGTV and Facebook Live, which then they can put on their highlights so people can watch them whenever. So in case they don't catch it the first time. And then the second part of this is the giveaway. So on her Instagram, Michelle, Chef Mishi will conduct a giveaway, and that will reroute her followers to the B Meals IG page. And they'll have a chance to win like this, a chance to win an opportunity to cook with her, which would then, people will be allowed to obviously share on their phones, and that will create more of an audience.
And also, I don't know if you guys have seen when brands partner up with influencers on giveaways, they usually put like a set of rules, which is like you have to follow both of our accounts, like a picture and all of that. So it would go like that. So Michelle would lead her followers to the B Meals Instagram page and get them to follow us and like it in order to participate in the giveaway.
Yeah. Obviously, the goal is always to grow our social content, which is part of it.
A little bit more of why the execution can work. It introduces potential eaters to the type of fresh ingredients used in the meals, and it educates them on the differences. Like there's a stereotype of microwavable food from the 1950s. It educates these people that this is not the same. These are fresh 5-star meals that you can have in minutes. And it's a new scientific technology called flash freezing. This also demonstrates the time it takes to make one of those meals with all those ingredients, and makes it more concrete in your head that this is something you can have in minutes.
Yeah, and it's good also for the people in the community to see actual reactions of people eating the food, trying it, and just, you know.
So you can learn how to make this at home, and we're not competing with people cooking at home. So if you know what goes into the meal and how good it is, you may be more inclined to try the meal. So that'll also inform potential eaters of calorie counts, nutritional facts, things they may be not aware of when trying microwavable food, but this is a healthy alternative. So I have an example here of what it might look like.
We were lost in a vast desert, completely devoid of acid hounds. Then, a beacon of hope.
Unskippable ad.
We were found by the hounds.
I'll just run through this, like skip through it, but it'll have motion graphics.
But here's the thing: an original eggplant farm.
See how it's like educating
Pieces are
you
simply
on certain
drenched in
things.
flour, then quickly fried, then tiled with alternating layers of sauce and cheese and baked. In this scenario, the starch enhances the adherence of the whole.
Doesn't have to go this in depth with Michelle, but
crunch like a schnitzel.
see the motion
Then
graphics
cheese.
come on the
3,
screen,
we'll leave
giving you
mixture
some
rather than
ingredients.
Mozzarella alone. And 4, we will limit our layers.
That's
For our chicken parm, we require 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts, which I would never buy because skin on, bone on is cheaper.
All right. Do I double click this? Yeah. So there you got an example of what it might look like. And that's our...
Good morning, guys. I'm Karaima, but you can call me Corey. I'm going to be presenting B Meals, and it's going to be a social media strategy. So a little bit about us is that we are fresh food straight up to your office, your school. Like if you are taking your children like to school and you're busy, and then you want your food like right up when you're getting to work. Our lemma right now that we have is that the meals are not manufactured. They're not like frozen food that you buy in a supermarket and then you just put them in a microwave. They're always fresh, and they're ready to go. You could get them in your house and then take them to work, or you could be in work and they could arrive to your house, to your work or your house. Our target audience are college students and young adults, parents, and working professionals. So for us to understand a little bit more of an effective campaign in social media, we have 4 key points, which is timing. Timing is everything. Whenever we're thinking about posting something in social media, you have to think, what's the time that works for you? The time that could work for some company, it might not be the time that it works for you. So you have to use your built-in analytics that you have in your social medias, that it's already built in if you have a business profile, to see at what time the people are really relating more to you. Because sometimes, for example, for B meals, you might see it a lot in lunch break because you're hungry, and then you search for meals, and then it might not happen, for example, at 9 a.m. when you're rushing to work or something like that. So you have to really see your analytics to know at what time to post. Also, content is key. All your content has to be HD, like really good quality, because that would attract the audience, and it will make them feel like you're an actual brand, that you just don't have like a cooking spot at your house and taking pictures and uploading them. Like it looks legit when you have high quality content. Also, cross-promote between platforms is really important. For example, if you're on Twitter, for you to share a link from Facebook, or if you're on Facebook, you pin something from Pinterest, or if you're on Instagram, you screenshot something that you saw on Pinterest. Like the cross from one platform to another is really important too. Also, the urge for our followers to share our content is really important. We have to make them like our content so much that they will want to make their to share it to their friends, so they can see it, so they can share it. You know how sometimes you see a meme and then you're like, oh, ha, 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 look at this. It's because you like the content so much, you want to share it. So we want to do content like that will make people engage and share and tag and repost. So I think this is the 4 key points of an effective social media campaign. So now that we have that clear, I'm gonna present to you our social our new social media strategy. So first of all, I analyzed that we have to change a little bit the look of the page, because yes, this is a meal plan company, but then where's the meal? So I would thought that we wanted to do something more like this, so that it could people feel more attracted to, like, oh my god, yeah, I feel like eating pasta, I feel like eating shrimp, I feel like eating this. So I think, like, yeah, this is informative, but it could be like this, or it could be, for example, two foods and an information, two food pictures and information, or one-on-one, something that it looks pleasing to the eye and also attractive, because here it will take you a little bit to understand what it is. Yeah. So I think this should it should look something like this. Also, working with influencers is something that people in companies are doing a lot, because when an influence that you believe in and whatever that people say to go buy, you're there. Like the Kardashians, if they say like, oh, this lipstick is so amazing, guys, then you'll be like, oh my god, yeah, I'm going to Ulta, I'll get it. So if someone would be like, oh yeah, I love this, and you'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go get it. So I think working with influencers is a good idea, but also it's not only influencers giving their reviews like this, and it's more like, oh yeah, I think that this is so good, I love how it's in my house, I don't have to cook, I don't have time with the kids or in school or whatever. But then they also give you a percentage code, so that you could get either 20% off, which usually works like this: the name of the influencer and then the number of how many percent they have. Or it could be like you could get 20 meals or 10 meals or whatever we decide to do at the end. But I think working with influencers is a really good idea to promote and to give your brand a little more, what you saw it, veridicity, like when someone believes in you, reliability.
Like trustworthiness.
Yeah, yeah, that's perfect. Trustworthy, yeah. Okay, so also I think giveaways is a really good idea. The giveaway I was thinking about is you download the main photo of our Instagram, which it could be whatever picture we decide. It could be a logo, it could be our meals, and then the people are gonna tag 2 friends and mention B meals, and then those friends are gonna repost and then go again and mention more friends and tag the page, and they have to follow B meals to actually win. So when you win 1 week of meal plan for you and 2 friends of your choice that you decide. That would create like a pyramid where by the time like your 5 friends that you tagged are not gonna be the same, because they're gonna like open like a web, you know. So I think giveaways are a really good way of promoting, because first of all it's free, and second of all, like by the time you are gonna give a week of meal plan, you're gonna have enough followers to like compensate the week of meal plan that you're gonna give to that person. So I think that's a good idea. So that's it. Thank you. Any questions, guys?
Hi, my name is Martha Wamil.
I'm Prasad. Hi.
So this is our presentation for
Yeah.
B meals.
Okay, so the first thing that we caught our attention in the brief, that they want to grow organically. Okay, meaning like they don't like to have like make promos and stuff. So we have like a bit of some tips in order to help the B Meals brand grow organically on social media. Okay, so first of all, they have to focus their efforts on the right places, meaning they should see where their target audiences are on social media and be there. Also, they should see where their competitors are and be there, because probably if their competitors are not on a platform, they shouldn't be there either, because there's like a reason for that. Okay, so next point, they have to optimize their social media profiles on search engines such as Google. This happens when you have an easy to remember username, a recognizable brand, photo or logo, and a keyword-rich description and a trackable link back to your website. Okay, third, you have to have an evergreen content, meaning your posts shouldn't have an expiry date. They should be some facts, something that won't expire by time. In this case, we have a plan for them to be a knowledge source rather than just a service, and we'll see it later on the presentation. Okay, so yeah, so the most people think that when they post more on social media, that's gonna get them more engagement and more follows and reach. But actually, this is wrong because Facebook themselves said that the average user is subjected to over 1,500 stories per day, and in order to have more engagement, only 300 of these 1,500 are subjected to the user. So posting more is not the answer. You have to think quality over quantity, and you have to post average 2 times per day, and you always have to experience with frequencies and see which one works better. Also, opposite to the popular opinion of posting through the rush hours or the busy hours, we think that you should post during the slow hours as not to be lost in all the noise of the posts and the rush hours. So here, Facebook, these are the best times to post and LinkedIn too. Okay, the next point is post the right type of content. There was an interesting study done by Social Bakers that says that the video gets you more reach, gets you more engagement. That doesn't mean that it will work with you. You should have a right mix between the images, status updates, and links, and you should use the Instagram and Facebook Insights page to see which one works best for you. Okay. Next, you have to promote your profiles everywhere, meaning you have to put them on your website, on your business cards, on your signature in your emails, everywhere you can think of. Also, you should post the right balance between promotional and useful content. This means that we know that you want to promote your brand and all, but also you should create a bond between you and the customer. You should post facts, articles, and some interesting content, so that when you promote your service, people trust you and people interact with you. And this mainly should be 80% useful content and 20% promotional content. And this is a rule of life. You should have
The 80-20 balance is a big thing in the fitness industry and the health industry, to 80% of the time stay healthy and regimented, and 20% of the time live your life.
Yeah. So finally, you should interact with your followers and always keep them engaged. You should like their comments and reply whenever they post a comment, or being engaged with them. So it's all about optimization and user experience, and also quality content. And now we're gonna go deeper with it.
So yeah, now our first campaign is going to be somewhat similar to what Avi and Odette and Alberto presented earlier. We took an education collaborative route. So not only do B meals seem really great for employees, but also students, and especially on college campuses, even you could argue in Miami specifically, even private high schools and just in general private institutions that have the kind of funding that we're looking for. And not only for college campuses would this be a useful product, but it could be marketed towards students or even faculty and professors as well. So this campaign specifically will be a social media campaign in really promoting the app downloads and getting the app download on people's phones. So then through the app, you can get notifications sent to you, updates from the brand. You have email and contact information collected and things like that. And then to round off the campaign, we would definitely engage with social media influencers, especially the college students that we are targeting, which are the Gen Z, the social media using generation for sure. So some of our target groups in this category would be, university faculty, so your admissions officer, any advisors, even, anything like that, professors, everyone that's kind of works on the campus, because there's thousands of employees that also are involved with high schools, with universities and things like that, that could really use some healthy habits, or they want to maintain their healthy eating habits, especially when options are limited. And sometimes on college campuses or in schools, there's very limited cafeteria, there's very limited dining options. Some of the options are fast food, or you need a meal plan for the dining hall, and is that always offered to faculty and staff as the same as it is for students? And then, of course, the students, the overachieving undergrad, the students that are working late, that are part of a lot of organizations, a lot of clubs, a lot of, taking a lot of credits at once, and also, now that they have Postmates, how do we compete with delivery services? And when it's late at night, how do we get them to stay on campus? Especially late at night, the options really shut down on any college campus. So when I was in college, we had maybe McDonald's and Domino's that was available at 2 a.m., but nothing else was open at all besides like a vending machine. So this would be the moment that you could really tap into these kind of students. And then also, if you want to go to a smaller scale, regular private schools also have teachers' lounges and opportunities for food, especially with high schools and primary schools. Teachers definitely can't leave campus for lunch. They have to bring lunch, or they have to depend on what's already in the school. So having something like that integrated into school systems would probably be a really good benefit. And then some of the reasons why we decided this college route is because we kind of know from our personal experiences how limited our options are. Now more and more health options, and there has been a shift, especially since like Michelle Obama has really tried to push like the healthy meals in schools and all that, but it's still a growing infrastructure that needs to be fully developed. And also a lot of bad eating habits can develop in college, from overeating to bad habits to maybe even eating disorders on a really extreme scale. So this is something that we also want to tackle. Having food accessible is really important, because it's so easy, for example, for someone that is working really late and they're like, oh, let's just not eat. And then maybe that cycle could continue. Who knows? Definitely a little bit more of an extreme case, but the options are limited is really what we're pushing. And we also thought of our own school and how limited our options are. We have one vending machine that has like 3 rows of food in it max at a time.
They are all expired.
In case you didn't know, they are expired. So, yeah. So honestly, I think I've had a conversation with like every other person in this room, even like some teachers, like about how there's no food in this school, or also within like the few blocks around us. Like there's one sub place like a few blocks away, but within like the immediate surroundings, there's really not much. You have to take a short Uber ride, or you have to walk at least like 10, 20 minutes to get anywhere. So this would be a great option here for us students. Yeah, you guys agree? I see head shaking. Yeah. And then also for, faculty as well. They're spending even longer days here as well, and might as well create an option for them. And this could definitely be something that we can do a self-service. We already have a self-service little kitchenette station set up upstairs, so we could be very easily integrated into the space already. And also, if you download our app, it would provide you with your first free meal free. And really, with any food service, we only do it if we can taste it first. Free stuff is really what gets people hooked to their product, especially if they really like it, they don't want to keep buying it. And so also we thought about University of Miami and universities, especially the University of Miami, because they have this giant freshman village, this magical, beautiful fairy tale land that all these students get to have. And my dorm is getting torn down this year. So this is a place that they're really trying to be cutting edge with it. They have like meditation rooms and training rooms and homework rooms. They have so much going on there. So this would be a place that could definitely accommodate a technology like this. And then the influencers live here. So the influencers can also promote the products, help gain awareness, especially if you tap into a few influencers that are in the Greek life organizations like fraternities and sororities. They have already, hundreds of people within their school network that they can contact with almost immediately, and then their scope of network is a lot wider as well. About 20% of the campus is in Greek life, so that's a big chunk of students. And so now we shift towards our next campaign, which is now targeted more towards the employers, small businesses. And our main big idea for this campaign is fine dining at your desk. So we did a Facebook and LinkedIn initiative, and then also this will include social media giveaways. So some of the target groups here, or more like target locations, since it's more employers, and where do we find employees is how we've thought about this campaign. And so a potential option we thought of was airport business lounges for the frequent travelers, because in an airport in general, there's a lot of food options, and if you're not traveling very much, why would you download an app just for like one meal and never use it again? So for the frequent travelers, there are business lounges for different airlines that usually have like some amenities, some snacks, and some beverages that you can have. There's not always like a lot of like hot food options, but this could be great for people that travel a lot, that have the income to spend on these kind of meals, and also might already be very conscious about their health. Especially when traveling, it's a lot harder to maintain your habits and to stay healthy. So this could be a potential option. And then as well as corporate kitchens for big offices, accounting firms, anything like that, that will already have some kind of infrastructure in place. Most offices have some kind of kitchen or break room that we could integrate our vending machine in, and that will also prevent the office from having to order catering or spending more money on food that they want to provide for their employees. And then also the small business owners, because not only can the business owners eat this food, but they can also gain a little bit of extra income by getting some commission off the sales from these machines that they have in their offices.
Okay, so here we have a LinkedIn media strategy in which we're gonna include a promo video. We did a small video like to give you an idea of what we're aiming at.
I think 5.
No.
Okay.
Oh no. Why the audio is not working?
What are you playing out?
I set it to AirPlay.
No.
It's on airplane.
Yeah.
So disconnect. I know it's not
Are you on something are you using the cord? I think it's working.
Yeah. There's supposed to be audio though. I'm not sure why. Let me just go to settings real quick. Sorry guys. Let's just do the speakers and go from there. Yeah, let's just do it from the speakers. It's not, the audio is not incredibly.
Oh, it's on your computer already?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Sorry guys for the technical difficulties. Imagining this is a B Meals vending machine.
Yeah. Thanks to Roy for teaching
With B Meals, we would like to, we are aiming to increase its social growth on social media platforms. It's an easy way to get a high quality meal, and it's provided by chefs, it's made by chefs, and it's for, our target market would be the employers of medium-sized companies.
All right, so the first ID is the delicious stats. The inside, we wanted to target the employees, and we know that the employers, and we know that employers love to see stats about how to grow their business or their results, their end results. That's mainly where they're focused on. So we wanted to do something to combine healthy food and stats to attract them. So we came up with a a campaign for on LinkedIn because they're where mainly the employers are. So these are a couple examples. We just combine the food with stats about like anything in the work field. So for example, this carrot. Then we have like, it's just funny things to show up in LinkedIn, and they will trigger it and like, oh, what is this? And they will go to their page and see what it actually is. So this is another example. Yeah, that was our first idea. Second idea.
So yeah, the second idea, first of all, it will be about two execution. One YouTube ad, then Instagram post campaigns. So basically, I will start with the insight, which is most of the time the junk food advertising, the people exaggerate a lot when they are eating. And so I will just give you one example. So there are a lot. Just yeah, on the internet you can see there are a repetition of advertising like that. Just you got the message. Okay, so now with the big ideas, we want to do the same, but for the people who are eating healthy, because yeah, when the people just it's simple, but when the people eat healthy, it's I'm sure on 100% you can get a bigger orgasm, and so that's the YouTube ad. So that's the storyboard. I don't know if I need to explain because the jokes are really precise. But so yeah, it's about one guy. For example, in the school, he needs a chocolate bar, and after that, he has a small orgasm, like everybody does, I guess. And behind him, there is a guy, he's eating healthy, and like B-Meals, and I remind B-Meals, it's fresh food, certificated nutritionist, made by awards-winning chefs, and they use the latest technologies to keep the flavor fresh. I saw that on the brief. And so yeah, so this guy is doing big organs, and in the end, it's really like crazy. And yeah, and so that's the YouTube ad. And to finish, it's the Instagram post campaign, which is this guy that's the first guy, and he just worry about what's going on with the guy who made a lot of noises. And I forgot that. And yeah, guilt-free pleasure. Sorry. And yeah, so that's the Instagram post. And so basically it's about a collection of food orgasms from all junk food advertising. And so, for example, on the right, people they can just be guilty. They just post pictures of people who are enjoying the food, like a lot, and
so it's a collection of
real advertising. Like we just want to collect all the real advertising moments of people doing like crazy, funny stuff. Like we have a lot of collection of that we found. Like they're just and we.
It's like similar to memes. It's like funny and triggering, and like people can share it. And
we make a parody of the cliché of advertising, and we say like, okay, they exaggerate the pleasure with junk food, but healthy food, that's the real pleasure.
Yeah, it's more that. Try again.
So the last idea is called the food fail. So we come with the insight that the failed video have a lot of success on internet and on social media that makes people laugh a lot. And we found a very good example that we really loved. It's Jimmy Kimmel. They did like a fake twerk video where it ends very bad with fire and stuff. And it was just that. So during a long time, the video went viral. And at the end, they posted the video with the reveal of Jimmy Kimmel entering the room to say like, oh, it was just a joke for their show, to promote their show. So basically, it's this one.
I showed you a video of a young woman named Caitlin Heller, who's now very famous for a video in which her haphazard twerking led to setting herself aflame.
So that was the video. And that was the video. fun is that everybody was wondering during the whole time if it was a real or a fake.
So before you didn't see like
Yes.
he was blushing her.
Basically,
so it,
it was
just
stopping. It was stopping here when she was on fire.
So everybody thought, oh, it's real, and it became all viral, and everybody talked about it. And then after like a month, while it was in the news, like this video came out with like the reveal, like, it was a joke, like it was for our program.
To promote the program. So basically we thought it's a super fun way to promote something on social media because it's like, it doesn't say it's an advertising, so it's more, that's the only thing. The only thing is it's not entirely sure that it becomes viral, but the purpose is if it becomes viral, then we can put the reveal. So it's not really risky because if it doesn't become viral, there is no problem. And if it becomes viral, you have a cool way to communicate that we can make fun videos. So, how do we do? How do we get out of the church? Oh, okay. It's weird. Sorry for that. It's that? Oh, okay. Okay, sorry for that. I'm gonna go on this page.
It's in French.
So let's create our own to gain visibility. So the first release will be basically a fake tutorial video of a fail. So we have already seen a few on internet. It's super fun, but we want to do one that is really over the top. So someone is trying to cook a cool meal to explain how to make meals, and it ends super bad. If the video goes viral, then we can release the reveal, and it will be basically the chef entering the house. Everything will calm down, and she will say, just don't worry about cooking, don't worry about that. She just opens the B-meal closet, we say? Fridge. And she just show, here you have very good food, very easily. Don't worry, B-meals, and the logo. And that's all, folks. Thank you.
So just kind of a recap and review of the brief and also what we dug out to be the really unique aspects of this company is that they not only freeze fresh, but they free time. That being said, like they don't use preservatives. Ice freezers are like the original preservative of the world. And then they free time in the sense that you don't have to do this meal prep for your lunches to have these healthy meals. They're already like at your disposal when you have this machine. And these we took from the website on how like food is one of the biggest like contributors to your health, your overall like not having chronic diseases, things like that. And also like the freezer technology, like having the water in the food actually helps it cook better, and it's not this idea of having like pulling out frozen chicken tenders. Like those are chocked with like preservatives and nasty stuff, but this is actual just like taking fruit and throwing it in the freezer basically.
So this is our target audience. We wanted to get a little bit more specific on who they are. So we have Karen. She's a hardworking mom and employee that cares about her health but finds it very difficult to stay healthy with her schedule. And we have Joshua. He's a young professional just entering the workforce. He's a frequent social media user and he finds it hard to trust brands. He's eager to maintain his fitness while building his career and balancing his social life.
So something we can pull from this just in general of like the bigger population is just people struggling with time per usual, and also like being more health conscious these days and wanting to actually make choices that will better them for the future.
And being on a schedule from 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm. So our first execution, we kind of wanted to go off of, if you've ever seen Humans of New York, like it's a social media thing where they just kind of interview and I guess showcase different people, their backgrounds and stories. But we wanted to do like a B Meals versions with humans of the workplace and kind of capture an individual working at whatever local business, even giving them some attention in this partnership, and sharing a little bit about their story and how B Meals has influenced them and helped them in the long run.
So the good thing from this is that it will use components of motivation and inspiration. It'll show people like a genuine side of this business and like storytelling, which is something that people really love. And I think that is what's going to make people want to share it as well. And it just like creates a sense of community and a personality for the brand.
Yeah, and especially since this has such like an emphasis on being in just in South Florida right now, we also thought using like location and hashtags would also be really important for, again, that sense of community, like uniting businesses, not having this competitive like drive or whatever. So then for our second execution, we wanted to go into like the behind the scenes of B meals or B meals being made. We really like the cute little Instagram videos that show you like one pot pasta and it's like boop, boop, boop. You have all the ingredients and then they make it look super simple for you. So we kind of wanted to do something similar, but showing like the origin with this chef, how she throws in her fresh ingredients, does a little Elsa move with the flash frozen, and then it's simple for you to just grab and go.
And this execution, it really goes towards our target audience that's like Joshua, that finds it hard to trust brands. We really want to make this like an informative video and also have like the aspect of, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the tasty videos where it's like really quick and it's also very aesthetically pleasing because it's like directly like the same angle. So here we have like an example really quickly.
Something like this that makes it look doable.
So
Obviously
they kind
not
of
cookies.
just like speed it up, and we really just want to like appeal to our audience in the sense of time.
Okay, this is really loud.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
So then we have our third execution, which we really want to get into the industry of food bloggers. This is a really popular page here in South Florida called The Naughty Fork. We want to reach out to her and she's going to pick her favorite meal and review it. On her post, her audience must tag 3 friends and share this post on their story with the hashtag BMeals for a chance to get a free fridge installation in their workplace. So we really want this post to maybe last for a week. The post will be generated on Monday. The winner will be chosen on a Friday. And we really want to create content on this entire process, again, building the trust and showing that, you know, B Meals really does care about the workforce and the people.
And with the influencer like integration, we want to also have that like showcasing of the brand. So having her maybe try like the different meals throughout a week or something. Like there's only 12 or 11 right now. So we were thinking like one a day, pick your favorite kind of thing and share. And if you share, that's some incentive for something. But yeah, and that's it.